Okay, we got our first question. I want to put an image on a wall. Put an image on a wall. All right. First, let's find an image. Firstly, whenever you're using images, it should be your own image. But for the sake of time, I'm going to Google something. You can make something too, I suppose, of an image. Well, let's find unicorn sticker. Love it. Can I have this unicorn sticker? Right click, open image. Yeah, that's great. I'm gonna use this image. Okay, I'm actually gonna do a little bit of work to it actually. So you can do this kind of editing in any 2D software, but since we're a public school, we're gonna use Adobe here. So I'll use Photoshop. Right. All right. First lesson about textures. All textures and images do need to be the size of a power of 2. Now that means they could be 1 pixel, 8 by 8, 16 by 16, 32 by 32, 128 by 128, 256 by 256, 512, 10, 1024, 2048, etc. So I've memorized those. I wouldn't expect you to, but if whenever in doubt, just keep it at like 512. 512 is fine. Now for what I'm going to use it for, if it's a very large like image where you're going to walk right up to it, you maybe want to use a larger one. So yeah. So let's do 10. No, I'll do 512. 512 is fine. 512 by 512 for my images. Okay. I've pasted my sticker and I'm going to make it a little bit bigger because I don't want to waste the space. Okay. Enter, and maybe I can like select. Okay. Okay. All right. Great. Okay. Cool. All right. So now I have a transparent sticker image. Cool. All right. File, export. PNG is going to be your safest. Targas are also acceptable. I wouldn't mess with JPEGs, and definitely do not put proprietary file types like Photoshop images in. We don't want to import those. So I'm going to call this unicorn sticker. And because I'm just trying to show you proper like etiquette, I'm going to name it TEX underscore unicorn sticker, short for texture. Now, I'm not really coming down on anybody for how you're labeling your files here, but this is a good habit. And I'll go ahead and put it somewhere. I'll find it. Downloads will work for now. Cool. Yay. Cool. All right, let's go to Unreal. Now, let's bring it in. Let's bring my texture file in here. I'm going to go to my room because we never put things in the content folder. Always go to your room or your files or folders. It's okay. Making some sense so far? Okay. I'm going to go find that sticker that I saved right there, texture file. I'm going to click and drag it right on in. All right, there she is. Looking good, if I do say so myself. Now, if I click and drag this over to an object, it's going to generate its own material. But don't do this every time you see a texture. Do this if you just need it to do its thing one time, and then you have the texture map. That'll work. And I like how it even kept it transparent too. That's really nice. Okay, but I mean, I got the thing here. That's cool. That's the easy way, the kind of rough way. So if you wanted to, you could take like a plane. I probably didn't. It's probably not oriented right. Oh, there you go. And there you go. You can have like a little sticker kind of, but careful because you know it's gonna. I don't know. Maybe in this case, it's casting a weird light problem, whatever. Maybe you're fine with it. I don't know. Like that technically works. Um, but like, how do I make that like look like a sticker though? Can I do that? Yeah. This is the second way, the slightly more fancy pants way. I'm gonna look at this texture map here. This is fine. I'm happy with most of this setup, except I don't want this to be a surface material. I'm gonna make it a decal, which is a fancy word for sticker kind of. So we're gonna say deferred decal. And also it's like, whoa, it messed everything up. Well, we're gonna switch the blend mode to translucent. It looks bad, but that's correct. That's correct. Don't get weird because like, but it's rendering funny and that you're right, it is, but that's okay here right now. So I'm gonna save that little decal. And what you're gonna want to do next is we're gonna place a decal actor. No decal actor in my thing. You should have it in yours though. So if you search for decal actor, it should be there. I'm gonna be a grown up about it though and make a custom one. So I'm gonna go to Blueprint class. I'm gonna look up right over here, decal actor. That's what I want. That's all I need it to be. Click OK. I'm decal actor. Okay, there it is. I'm gonna save it. Okay. When we get a little more advanced, I'm gonna explain what all that was that I just did. But essentially, situation. And now I should be able to click and drag my unicorn texture right onto the text. Oh, there we go. Let's see if I can. Oh, okay. And now she'll be anywhere there's a surface that lets me have it. So that's how you can get an image in there as you want. Now we played with transparency because unicorn sticker. But if you have a perfect square, it's a lot easier. Cool. All right. You're welcome. Let me pause. I want to make sure I get this for the recording too. Let's say you want to prevent your players from falling off of the world, right? Like that. That's not great. We don't want that. So how do we do that? How do I make there like be a barrier across this without, seeing one? Well, first off, there's nothing wrong with being able to see it. But this is okay if that works for you. That's totally fine. But let's say you want there to be something a little bit more specific. Just kind of click and drag this cube on over here. And you want this guy to be the barrier, like a collision for your levels. And I want to just like big, scooch it over, make it tall, move it over. Don't want to be able to jump over it, right? Now, like if I just hit play, it'll be there and I won't be able to jump. And this is actually sufficient for the assignment if that's what you want. Well, like if you'd like this to be in, find the cube that you want to be your collider. We'll scroll on down to rendering. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure that this little visible is clicked false. So now if I hit play, I should just like run into an invisible wall. Just like, yeah, here you go. Okay. The question was, is there a way to make stuff snap? Yes, I'm going to show you the easiest way, and then I'll show you the kind of annoying way. But this is going to be the way that I think you're going to care about. So I have a cube here, right? And this little grid right here enables snapping to the grid. And the grid right now has me moving stuff every 10 units. It's, it's just actually, I think, like 10 centimeters. So if I were to make a copy, it should snap to the grid, right? But let's say that I'd like it to snap a little bit bigger. I'm going to click this 10 and make it 100 instead. Right? Now, careful, where the pivot exists could affect this. So if you're like having a few things selected, it might make it a little wonky, or you select something that is not part of that grid. This is the fastest, easiest way. Now, I'm going to turn that not off, but I'm going to put it back to 10. And I believe if you hold down vert, no, it's not letting me do it here. Holding down V would sometimes help, like let you snap it to a vert. Holding down V and moving it. It moves the pivot to the verts though, so it's not like a perfect snap this way. That's the other way to do it. And that's what I mean. It was kind of a pain in the butt. If you're building a modular kit, which I do teach my students to do eventually in the 3D track, I usually recommend putting the pivot on a bottom corner somewhere so that you can snap it to verts and it behave instead of act weird like that. Okay. Yeah, good question.